It's hard to believe, but Starfield has officially hit its second anniversary. 2 years of exploring the settled systems, tinkering with ships, arguing over encumbrance mechanics, and yes, waiting for more meaningful updates. But on September 6, 2025, Bethesda finally gave fans something new to chew on. In a short anniversary video on their Twitter, a glitchy message appeared that clearly spelled out two words in the background: Terran Armada. And just like that, the Starfield community was off to the races with theories, speculation, and cautious excitement, of course. So let's break all of this down. What is Terran Armada? Could this be the long-awaited name for the second expansion? And more importantly, could it finally be the big step forward Starfield desperately needs? But before we get into it, if you enjoy the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest Starfield news. And if you want to further support the channel, consider becoming a member for early access on every video, members only content, your name in the credits, the ability to write in and have your comments featured, and access to the Discord community. Bethesda's 2-year anniversary post for Starfield wasn't flashy. It thanked fans for 2 incredible years, showed off a celebratory graphic, and then, blink and you'll miss it, a series of flickering letters formed the phrase Terran Armada. It wasn't announced outright, of course, it was just a tease, and there was no logo reveal, no Todd Howard stepping onto stage with a leather jacket, just a glitch, a whisper, a breadcrumb of information. But of course, this is the internet. Fans of the series immediately screen capped, slowed down, and pieced together the frames. Within hours, Reddit and Discord were full of people convinced that Bethesda had just stealth revealed the title of Starfield's next major story expansion. And honestly, it's kind of hard to argue against it. The words in the tease were too clean and too deliberate to be an accident. Bethesda of course didn't confirm it officially, but when has the studio ever been shy about letting fans do the detective work in the past? This feels like very deliberate and a nod to the next expansion. Cast your mind back to pre-launch 2023 real quick. Bethesda promised that Starfield would receive one major expansion per year. The first of those, Shattered Space, arrived in September 2024 and was bundled with the premium edition that many of us bought at release. This expansion was set in the mysterious House of Arun territory, and while it gave us new quests and environments to explore, reviews were pretty mixed on it. Some players praised the atmosphere and storytelling of the new expansion, while others, many others, felt it didn't add enough meat to keep them invested long-term in the game. Now, 1 year later after the release of Shattered Space, and it looks like expansion number 2 is on the horizon. If Bethesda of course sticks to its original schedule for expansion releases, Terran Armada could land in late 2025. Or sometime in 2026. I mean, honestly, if they were sticking to the original schedule, it probably would have been released this month, so some delay is definitely on the table. Either way, fans have been waiting for a clear sign of life from the game, and this teaser might finally be it. Currently, there are rumors that the next Starfield expansion is delayed to early 2026, and will line up with the game's release on PlayStation 5 and Nintendo Switch 2. The name Terran Armada itself is loaded with possibilities for this new expansion, if it of course is the name. Terran refers to Earth, or people from Earth, humanity's original home. In Starfield's timeline, Earth was rendered uninhabitable sometime after 2200 due to the collapse of its atmosphere, a direct result of the grav drive technology that made interstellar travel possible in this universe. Humanity fled the planet, scattering into the stars and creating the settled systems we explore in Starfield. Armada, that term of course, suggests a massive fleet of ships. Combine the two terms and you've got something like Earth's fleet or the fleet of humanity. That phrase alone sparks several different possibilities and directions that this theorized expansion could go. Could this be a prequel-style story letting us witness the great exodus from Earth? Maybe we'll explore the desperate days when humanity scrambled to build colony ships and preserve its survival. Or maybe, leaning into the sort of multiverse-style storytelling of the New Game Plus mode in Starfield, maybe this is a new universe entirely. Or perhaps a second expansion will focus on a present-day Terran faction of some sort, an armada of Earth loyalists, preservationists, or militarists who seek to reclaim their homeworld. Seemingly, the name isn't just a cool sci-fi phrase, it has the potential to tie directly into Starfield's deepest lore. Let me know down in the comments what you think this tease means, and if it is in fact the next expansion, what kind of story could they be telling us here? One of the big fan requests that I remember around the launch of Starfield was a proper return to Earth. While the game does let you land on the desolate husk of the planet, it's pretty barren. Little more than a desert of rock and dust, with a few monuments spread here and there. Players wanted to see the old landmarks from Earth, ruins of civilizations, or even missions that dig into Earth's history. Terran Armada could finally be Bethesda's way of delivering just that. Maybe the Armada is based on Earth's orbit. Maybe the expansion reveals hidden bunkers or sealed facilities that survived the collapse of Earth. Or maybe Earth isn't as dead as we had thought before. Whatever the case may be, tying the DLC back to humanity's birthplace would give Starfield a much needed sense of grounding and nostalgia. The word Armada in this tease almost guarantees one thing: ships, lots of them. And that leads to another popular fan theory. This expansion could overhaul or expand Starfield space combat. But let's be honest, dogfights in Starfield have been a bit of a mixed bag. Some players enjoy the tactical feel while others find it clunky and repetitive. Bethesda has already confirmed that part of the development team is currently working on making space travel and combat more rewarding. And there was also that leak from a few weeks ago that data mined some info from Starfield of something called cruise mode, and that could allude to interplanetary travel coming to Starfield in the future, maybe with this new expansion. And pair that with an expansion literally named after a fleet, and it's not hard to picture a DLC full of massive battles, new ship systems, and maybe even multi-ship encounters. Imagine being dropped into the middle of a full-scale Armada clash, dozens of ships firing across the void. That's the kind of spectacle that could breathe new life into Starfield. It's no secret that Starfield hasn't reached the same cultural heights as Skyrim or Fallout. While it launched with big sales and plenty of hype, the long-term player numbers have definitely dwindled. And Shattered Space didn't quite turn the tide, and 2 years later, the game often feels like it's still searching for its identity. But here's the thing, Bethesda doesn't give up on its games. Fallout 76 went from disaster to redemption arc over the last few years. Elder Scrolls Online built a huge following after a shaky start back in 2014. And Starfield may not be dead by any stretch, it just needs that killer update to pull people back in. Terran Armada, their release on PS5, and their release on Nintendo Switch 2 all bundled together might be the chance that this game needs. If it's substantial and brings all the players back, if it tackles Earth, if it upgrades space gameplay, Bethesda could shift the narrative and remind players why they fell in love with sprawling Bethesda RPGs in the first place. But of course, this next expansion has to blow it out of the water. Now here's the wild card. Bethesda hasn't even confirmed that Terran Armada is in an expansion at all. Could it be something else? A new faction? A free update? Maybe even a multiplayer experiment? Unlikely? Probably, but the ambiguity leaves the door open to many different possibilities for Starfield. Bethesda loves a bit of mystery, of course, and the studio might be testing how fans react before officially unveiling the details. For now though, all signs currently point to another DLC for Starfield, especially since Shattered Space set the template for annual expansions, even though those plans might now be delayed to 2026, and an expansion might not drop in 2025 at all. But if Terran Armada is indeed the second expansion to Starfield, Bethesda has an opportunity to learn from Shattered Space's poor reception. Fans want meaningful content for the game. They want fresh mechanics, not just new dialogue trees. They want reasons to build new ships, reasons to travel, and definitely some more reasons to feel like explorers again. Shattered Space of course had its moments, but it wasn't transformative for the game. Terran Armada could be Bethesda's chance to go bigger, deeper, and bolder for Starfield. If the word Armada means anything, it could mean scale, and that's exactly what Starfield needs right now. And the question on everyone's mind currently is, can Terran Armada actually save Starfield? That might be a bit dramatic. Starfield doesn't need saving in the way that Cyberpunk 2077 once did with its poor performance at launch, but it does need revitalization. If this expansion hits the right notes, it could spark a second wave of interest in the game, just like The Witcher 3's expansion or Fallout's DLC did in the past. A return to Earth, a fleet-focused storyline, and revamped space gameplay could be the trifecta Bethesda needs with Starfield. On the flip side, if Terran Armada feels small, shallow, or rushed, the community's patience may finally wear thin. After 2 years, expectations are high for this game, and Bethesda can't afford to drop the ball again. Bethesda's already said exciting things are in the works. Beyond Terran Armada, players can expect free updates at some point hopefully, new gameplay systems, and quality of life improvements to Starfield. And datamine files have already hinted at interplanetary travel, something fans have begged for since day one of Starfield's release. Add in verified creator content and mod support, and there's a foundation here for Starfield to keep evolving in the future. But make no mistake, all eyes are on Terran Armada. This expansion will define whether Starfield can grow into the kind of long-form powerhouse Bethesda wanted it to be, or whether it remains the odd sibling in the studio's legendary RPG lineup. 2 years in at this point, and Starfield is definitely at a crossroads. Bethesda's anniversary tease might seem small, just 2 flickering words, but those words carry enormous weight. Terran Armada could be the expansion that finally takes us back to Earth, delivers massive space battles, and injects the game with a sense of wonder it's been missing. We don't know exactly when it's coming, and we don't know exactly what it'll include. But for the first time in months, Starfield fans have something tangible to speculate about. And in the world of Bethesda RPGs, that's half the fun. For now though, all we can do is wait for the official reveal of whatever Bethesda's planning, but if Terran Armada is real and this is the name of the next expansion, and if it delivers of course, Starfield might just chart a new course into the stars. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to leave a like and subscribe to the channel to stay up to date with all the latest Starfield news. And if you're looking for something else to watch, click one of the videos you're seeing on screen right now. I will see you there. Also, a huge thank you to all the amazing channel members.